This is the moment, man. This is the moment. Every single moment of your life matters. Every single moment is an important moment. Now, I drill this in and I always talk about this because most people don't really understand it, right? They don't understand that every single moment of their life actually matters. And they don't understand that every single moment of their life presents a brand new opportunity. At this moment right now is so important. It's so important when it comes to where you're going to go, how you respond to whatever comes your way, right? Your thoughts, your decisions. What is the foundation of each decision that you make? What you decide to learn, who you decide to talk to, what you decide to care about, what you see on your social media, the food you eat, what you drink, everything matters. Now, it matters to what? It's either leading you towards the direction that you say you want to go, or is leading you towards a direction where life is just taking you, right? Life is just grabbing you by. And most people allow life to just take control of them. They allow life to psychologically pull them in multiple directions, right? So it's like, oh, I'm hungry, so let me just get some McDonald's, something to eat. Why not, right? It's cheap. Why not? Let me just grab some McDonald's. But they don't recognize what that's doing to them physically and mentally, right? Oh, it's okay. Let's just hang out for the weekend. Let me just talk to this person for an hour. It's only an hour. It's no big deal, right? What's the problem? And then you're having this conversation with somebody who's draining your energy, or is having this conversation with somebody it's not a stimulating conversation. Your mindset is you're not shifting your perspective towards any direction. It's a waste of time, right? It's a waste of time. But most people don't understand that. That decision to not go to the gym or not work out versus that decision to work out, right? All of this stuff matters. Now, people don't like to think it matters because it's okay to do these things. You hear this a lot. Like when most people say it's okay it's okay to have balance, right? To show up sometimes. It's okay, right? Because they don't want to feel bad. They don't want to feel bad that they didn't show up for themselves. They don't want to feel bad that they didn't take control of their life. They don't want to feel bad, right? So it's like, oh no, it's okay. It's okay to not show up. It's okay from time to time to sleep in, or it's okay, fine, right? What we're saying here is whether it's okay or not okay, that's not the point. The point is that every moment of your life is an important moment. You're either getting more clear or getting more sluggish. You're either becoming more aware or you're becoming more lost. You're either going towards the direction that you want to go or you're getting sidetracked by something else. You're either focused or distracted, right? Now, this right here is everything, because if you see how sensitive the mind is, if you're aware of how sensitive the mind is, you will respect every decision that you make. You will respect every move you make. You will respect everything that goes into your system, as in your body, your mind. You will respect sleep. You will respect, how you treat the body and mind and the conversations you have. You will respect yourself to a higher level, and you won't accept things that drain your energy. You won't accept things that take away from your mental and physical energy. You just won't accept it. You're like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, no, I'm not doing that because that takes away my energy and I know where I'm going. But for most people, they allow life to happen to them. And when that happens, when you allow life to happen to you, you end up being in this place where you don't understand why, right? You've made certain decisions, you made certain moves that led you up to this point. You didn't take the responsibility. You didn't say no when you knew you should have said no. You didn't reposition your life. You allowed life to take control of you. And now you end up in a spot where you're just lost, confused, right? You end up in a spot where you're like, yo, why I got so many things going on at once? Why is my mind being psychologically pulled in multiple directions? Why does it feel like I have no control? Why does life just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going? You're like, yo, it's outside of your control, you feel, because you've allowed life to take control over you for so long that you have no grasp or you have no hold of it, right? You have no ability to reposition yourself because you just accepted whatever the position is. Right? You've just accepted what other people say to do. You just accepted this. You're like, oh, well, this is just the way it is. I don't know. Right? There's nothing I can do. Most people say this to themselves. There's nothing I can do. There's just nothing I can do. They don't understand that they have full control over how they respond to whatever comes their way. They don't understand that at any moment, in every single moment, is an important moment. And at every moment presents a new opportunity. Do you guys getting this? Are you guys understanding this? Who's listening to this? Give me some fire emojis if you guys are on here paying attention to this. That whatever happens in your life, right? Whatever happens, you're either taking control of the situation or you're allowing the situation to take control of you. And fear will control the minds of many. Fear will control the minds of everybody. Fear will control your mind and getting you to think, hey, you know what? I can't really speak up. I can't really take responsibility. What are other people going to say? What are other people going to say if I don't, if I speak up or if I say no? What are other people going to do if I take control of my life, right? What are people going to, all this fears of what people think is going to happen if they take responsibility. So interesting, right? So interesting. And then we complain on why we are experiencing what we're experiencing. We complain why our life is where it's at. We complain. We hope and wish things were different while not taking responsibility. But look around, fam. Look around. You are the one who's having those conversations. You are the one who's eating that food. You are the one who's accepting that environment. You're the one who's unwilling to take 3 steps back. You're the one who's unwilling to bet on yourself. You're the one who's unwilling to leave that relationship. You're the one who's unwilling to show up for yourself at the gym. You're the one who's unwilling to pick up that book and learn something new. You're the one who's not listening to what you know you need to listen to. You're the one following these type of people. You're the one scrolling on the social media pages. You're the one listening to the YouTube videos and watching the YouTube videos and watching Netflix. You're the one eating the Doritos and the potato chips and the McDonald's mixed with the Burger King, fused with the Wendy's, right? You're the one who's doing all these things. You're the one hanging out with that group of people, the group of miserable people. You're the one that decided to choose to work at that job. You're the one who's having those whack-ass conversations. You're the one who's doing all these things, right? You're the one who's doing all these things. Now, it's not a matter of the fact that you're doing it. The question is, where is that coming from? What is the foundation of those moves? Where is that coming from? Why does one choose to do this, right? Why does one choose to make these decisions? Why is one willing to accept misery for comfort, safety, and security, right? Look at people's lifestyles. Look at what they're willing to accept just for comfort, security, and safety. Psychological, we're talking about. Psychological comfort and security. Look at the lifestyle people are willing to accept. Look at what they're willing to do for themselves. Out of fear. Fear of not having this. Fear of being lonely. Fear of being broke. Fear of being... fear of death. Fear alone has people creating their own limitations in their life and having them do things that create an end result that they say they don't want, right? That means I will be willing to accept this misery. I'm willing to make these moves within my little limitations. And then I'm eating the results. Wishing things changed, wishing things were different, wishing I can do something else, wishing, man, I got to bet on myself. I got to go all in on myself. You hear this all the time. I got to go all in. I got to bet on myself. I got to do this. I got to do that. One day I'm going to do this. One day equals never, fam. Remember this. One day equals never. One day means never. Oh, we're going to do it one day. Never. It's either day one or you're not doing it at all. It's either day one or you're not doing it at all. It's like, oh, watch, after I do this and this and this, I'm going to start betting on myself. No, you're not. Because you would have started already. That's what people don't understand. Those who want to bet on themselves already have started. They started the foundation. They started the foundation, fam. They started the research. They started the moves. They started it already. You can't tell anybody I really want to go all in on myself. I really want to get healthy. I really want to get clear. I really want to become aware. I really want to do all these things. I really, really want to do all of these things. One day, I really want to do it. One day equals never, right? Those who really want to do it, those who really, really want to do it have already started. And that's it right there. You can see someone's fate. You can see it in someone's fate. I already started. The foundation of it, the blueprint of it, the intention of it, the education of it, the planning of it, everything, it has already started. Whether it's 6 months down the line or whether it's a year from now I'm going to do this. One has already started the process. So ask yourself, are you bullshitting yourself? Are you lying to yourself? Are you lying to yourself? Wishing, hoping one day, instead of day one. Instead of showing up for yourself every single moment of your life, because every single moment of your life presents a new opportunity. Now, like I said in this quote here, most people don't have goals. They have a wish list. Be intentional in 2022, right? What it means to be intentional is that every moment of your life has meaning. Every moment of your life, every decision is meaningful. Every move is meaningful. Everything that you do is backed by where you want to go. Now, how real is that? For most people, it's not real, right? Most people don't see it this way. They don't think it's real. Oh, it's not real that every moment of my life can be meaningful. We got all this going on, and I have this going on, and I got this going on, and then other people's, this comes up in my life, and this. Again, taking control and responsibility over your existence. Not allowing life to take control of you. You taking responsibility for whatever comes your way. You repositioning your life. You taking ownership of what it is that you decide to do. It's a different mentality, fam. That's moving with intention. That's moving with the understanding of oneself. That's moving with knowing yourself, saying, yo, you know what? I'm headed this direction and there's nothing that's going to stop me. I'm not doing anything that's making my mind more clouded, lost, and confused. I'm not having any conversation that's making me more lost, clouded, and confused or draining my energy. I'm not being part of any environment that drains my energy, no matter what it is that we tell ourselves, oh, I need to do this because I got to pay the bills. I need to do this because I have to be a part of this family event. I need to do this because I need to be a part of da-da-da-da. That's all our fears. That's all our fears. We create our own little limitations instead of saying, yo, I ain't doing that because I'm respecting my energy. Meaning physical and mental energy. Meaning physical, like my mind, my mental energy. Yo, I'm going to create a way. I'm going to create a way to handle all of this stuff without compromising my mind, without compromising my energy, my clarity. I'm going all in on me. That's a different mentality, fam. That's a different way. It's just a different mentality. When you prioritize those type of things, it's a different mentality. It's a different thing. When you prioritize clarity and awareness above it all, it's different. It's different. When you prioritize betting on yourself, it's different. It's just a different way. You'll break away your limitations. You'll break away through your fears. There's no, I got to do what I got to do, right? This is what you hear a lot. I got to do this in order to do this. No. You chose to do this in order to get this. You chose to do this. You chose. Oh, I got to do what I got to do. You hear that a lot. I got to do this. It's like, no, you chose to do that. You chose to do it because there's opportunities everywhere. There's opportunities all over. Every moment of our life presents a new opportunity. And with the internet, with the information age, you can learn how to do anything, right? You can learn how to do anything. So people are choosing to do the moves they're making, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. Let's not even do that, right? Let's not even judge it, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. Let's just look at the moves people choose to make. And it's based on the limitations they created for themselves. It's based on their fears. It's based on their mentality. It's based on what they're willing to settle for. It's based on what they allow to continue. And it's based on what they prioritize. And if we can understand this, you will not allow life to happen to you. You will take full ownership and control. I'm going to head towards this direction. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to go down this path, and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to give beyond 100%. I'm going to give beyond 100%. I'm going to adjust to whatever comes my way. I'm going to adapt to whatever comes my way. I'm going to take full responsibility over what happens and how I respond to whatever comes my way, right? It's a different mentality. You guys are getting this? You guys are on here? You guys getting this, fam? Give me some fire emojis. Again, we're not judging what's good, bad, right, or wrong. We're looking at why we are making the moves we're making. How we make moves that is most comfortable for us. How we choose the most comfortable path. How we choose to play it safe. How we choose to say, okay, again, psychological security. Okay, as long as this is in place and that's in place, and then I'll bet on myself. It's like, okay. That's what we say. That's what we think, right? Because the process has already started for those who are serious. The process has already started for those who are all in. You guys getting this? Give me some fire emojis. Give me some fire emojis if you're on here, fam. Give me some fire emojis. It's very important. It's very important because how easy it could have been for me. You know, if I look at 11 years ago, broke, struggling, in my parents' house, cockroaches on the walls, cracked floors, living in the Bronx, loud noise outside, music playing from the neighbors, just arguments from my parents. How easy it could have been for me to accept, right? To accept that environment and say, yo, there's no shot. There's no chance. There's no opportunities here. This is just the way it is, right? But what I had to do is look at my environment and make serious adjustments. I had to look at my environment and make serious changes and take responsibility. I had to look at myself and say, wow, if I do what they do, I'm going to get their results. If I have the conversations they're having, I'm going to get that results. That's going to be my mindset. If I read what they're reading, if I listen to what they listen to, if I do what they do, if I eat what they eat, I'm going to be in the same position as them. So there was no one around me that could help me because everyone around me was in that same environment, struggling with the same things, if not in a worse place, right? So everywhere you're looking is that type of vibe. Everywhere you're looking is that type of energy. Everywhere you're looking is that type of mentality. So I'm looking like, fuck, I'm in this environment with everybody going through the same shit, stuck in the same place. So how do you get out of that? How do you get out of that? Everywhere you look, you go outside, you go around, you hear everything that's walking past you, everybody that's walking past you, everything you see on the billboards, everything you see on the social media, everything around you. You have these people inside this environment, right? That's part of the problem. So what do you do? What kind of conversations do you have? Who do you talk to? Where do you go? Right? Where do you go? That's why it's very important to take full control over how you respond to whatever comes your way. That's why it's very important to be intentional and move towards the direction you know you need to go. That's why it's very important to reposition your life and take full control in a real, we're talking about in a real way, and be willing to accept, hey, that there's people around you who are not going to understand. There's people around you who are playing it small. There's people around you who have settled. There's people who are around you who have accepted their limitations, right? They've accepted their fears. You know what it means to accept your fears? How, yep, this is just the way life is. I have no intention to do anything different. This is just life, right? I'm making decisions within my little limitations. This is just the way it is, just an average human being, right? Accepting misery. You got to be willing to understand that there's people around you who just accept it. There's people around you who just have no intention. So you look like the weird one to break away from all this. You look like the weird one that's that's looking to become clear and aware and be clear and aware and be the best version of yourself. You look like the weird one to people around you because that environment, again, look at the environment. A bunch of people have just settled. So where do you go? What do you do? You want to know why this entire process is a lonely road? It's a lonely road, this process, because no one's going down this road. It's a narrow road. It's lonely, filled with obstacles, overcoming your fears, addressing your fears, running towards your fears, right? We're talking about a lonely road, and you expect people to be a part of this? You expect people to understand? You expect people who have completely accepted or created these illusions that they live by, right? All these fears and all these limitations they just accepted. You expect those people to understand. You expect your friends to support you. You expect all these people to support your journey of being clear, understanding yourself, becoming aware. The most aware are the most alone, but they're never lonely. Understand that. The most aware are the most alone, but they're never lonely. And that's because when you are aware, you are clear, you didn't accept what comes your way. You didn't accept this environment. You didn't accept all of these things. What you did was you looked at it, you observed it, you embraced it, and then you made an adjustment, right? You studied it, you saw it. Yo, this is not for me. I'm making real changes in my life. Most people are not willing to do that. And if you can understand that, you won't be surprised why people will talk shit about you for betting on yourself. Why people will give you the most comfortable advice. Yeah, do it like this and take it easy and do what you know and do that. People will give you what's most comfortable because you're getting advice for somebody who has settled. You're getting advice for somebody who has completely allowed their limitations to consume them. It's interesting when I talk to somebody, right? Or when I work with a new client, or when I'm sitting down one-to-one with somebody, I'm like, hey, do you know that you can actually create whatever it is that you want to create? Like, if you really wanted to create something, you can. Like, if you wanted to get clear, if you wanted to understand yourself, you want to, be in the best physical shape possible. If you actually wanted to do these things, you actually can do it. In fact, most people have already started the process, right? They just don't know which direction to go. But it's like, hey, do you know you don't have to accept that amount of money that you're making a month? Like, that's just psychological limitations that's been passed down to you. You can make 10 grand a month. You can make 20 grand a month. You can make 30 grand a month. You can actually make 50 grand a month if you wanted to. Like, that's real, right? That's real. Like, that's real. If you wanted to, you don't have to accept that relationship. You can actually get out that relationship. You know that, right? Like, you don't have to accept that relationship. You don't have to actually accept that job. Like, you don't have to be in that environment. Like, you don't have to. Hey, you don't actually have to, like, your body doesn't have to look like this. Like, it really doesn't. Like, if you wanted to, you can really, eat the right foods. And, like, if you wanted to, you can. Right? That's how real it is. And people are like, huh, really? But they're so conditioned by their environment. They're so conditioned by what's most comfortable. They're so conditioned by what they normally do. They're so conditioned. Right? It feels like work for people. And it feels like work for you. If being the best version of yourself feels like work for you, then the question is, do you really want to be the best version of yourself? Let's question this. If being the best version of yourself, doing what's most healthiest for your body and mind, feels like work for you, then the question is, do you really actually want it? Or is it another form of hope? Because people look at this, when is this going to end? This feels like too much. This feels like work. This feels like it's a way of life. It's not a work. It's not a discipline. It's not something that you have to convince yourself to do. It's a way of life. Being the best version of yourself, doing what's healthiest for you is a way of life. And if it feels like work, you have to look at, okay, what are you prioritizing? What do you value then? What do you care about? And why, right? Because there's truth in that. Not judging it, but just know there's truth in that. Is this making any sense? Is this making any sense, fam, today? Are we making any sense at all? Give me some fire emojis if you're getting this, fam. Okay, I see him. They're coming. They're coming. I see the fire. I see the fire. Nice. All right, fam. Appreciate you guys. Listen, I'm going to post this video up on YouTube. So be on the lookout later today. Also, check out my website, anthonyminaya.com. Sign up for my daily awareness journal, anthonyminaya.com. Sign up for my journal. I give daily inspiration, daily awareness. Sign up for that. And I will catch you guys next time. Yo, have a solid day. Appreciate you. I love you. And have a great one. Take care, y'all. Peace.